Hello, all of you dear and precious ones. Isn't there goodness and glory all around, all around? You see, the things in our dimension, which you sometimes call heaven, is beyond really your imagination. And this is the value of some of you are connoisseurs of near-death experiencers and the stories of those who experience this going into the white light and coming back to complete something that is left undone in their life. The excitement of it is to get a glimpse from their story of what it's like over here. Yes. And it's really beyond description. And this is a common thread you will hear in these stories of indie ears, that they really have no words to explain. This vessel once experienced some moments of it when her father passed. He died suddenly. She received a phone call that he had passed. She raced into the closet to throw on her clothes and make the drive to the hospital far away. And as she stood in the closet, the presence of her father entered the closet with her. She was overcome by an indescribable level of happiness and joy and excitement and exuberance. She knew it was her father had come, you see, to let her know, it's wonderful here. It's wonderful here. It's wonderful here. Everything is okay. Everything is okay, you see. And it was important to him to do this because she was his only child and his beloved, and it's something he wanted to do before he permanently went to his new home. And so when you're in the presence, our presence, as now when we are channeling, you might have this feeling, a similar feeling, like you've come home. Like you've come home, because we represent the very love and acceptance of Source that you've longed for all your life and haven't been able to find in a human relationship. And you might have had even a very loving mother, father, siblings, or family, as far as families go, which we know none of them are perfect, but still feel some hollowness or emptiness inside, you see. And we would say the majority of humans really only experience fleeting moments of this unconditional love, which we represent. God is love, you see. Love is God. God is love. God is not a person, so to speak. So much further beyond that, beyond your imagination, you see. So when you're here and we're speaking and you're in our presence, you may feel loved. You may want to cry. You may feel energies running through your body. You may feel a healing coming. You might feel some ugly emotions even popping up, but let them come up and let them go. Let them come up and let them go. We are here to set you free. That is all. We're not telling you how to live your life or who or what to worship or even what you are. We are only creating a space where you can experience love and divinity and get a glimpse into how divine and precious you are, what a treasure you are, how you represent far more than you can ever imagine. You have so much more power and understanding than you give yourself credit for. You're infinitely intelligent and wise. We're here only to plug you in to Source. We're the cord. We're the cord. You're the light, the lamp. We're the cord and the plug, and we're going to simply plug you into the outlet of Source. Yes. Good. We have lots to do tonight. Get ready to get free. Get ready to get free. We know you're already ready, so we won't bother to ask your permission because we know you've already given it as you came in the door, the permission to set you free. We see we have power tools. Power tools. Yes. Some of you have literally spent decades looking for answers to fix your broken parts, your hurting and broken parts. Well, we'll tell you there's nothing to be fixed. There's nothing to be fixed, only to remember your perfection, and to remove the layers of we will say just downright shit that people and places and things have put on you. Lies and misunderstanding and ideas that have been like a ball and chain around your feet, so that you couldn't fly, dear eagles. Fly, 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 dear eagles. Room full of eagles tonight. Get ready to fly. We're going to slip off those balls and chains from your feet so that you can soar to higher elevations. So we're here to remove some things and to remind you of who you are. Yes, and to change some of your perspectives that are keeping you locked down. Good. And here we go. Good. Excellent question. The question is, how do you know when to stay and when to go? When to stay and when to go? Well, this question has many different answers, because there are many myriads of different situations that people can be in situationally. There is a time to stay and there is a time to go. How do you know? It's difficult, but you have to have a deep inner knowing, and it needs to come from a sense of peace, okay? So if you're going to go, you might be scared to death on one level, but your deep inner knowing, in that inner sense, you have total and complete peace that you're doing the right thing. You see, even if the other is very threatened or upset or intimidated or and so on, when you have that deep inner peace, you must follow that. It's your gauge. We will tell you that many, many years ago, when this vessel was married to her first husband, who was deep in the throes of addiction, and everyone around her said, you have to leave. He's never going to change. Do you hear the judgment there? He's never going to change. Do you hear the belief system there? He's never going to change. Was it true? Well, it seems that it's still true after all these many years. But they were all saying, you need to leave. And she sat and looked through her Bible to find some verse that would give her permission to go, you see, because that was her authority, her source of authority, rather than her own inner being. You see, but what she knew was this: no one else was going to feed her children. No one else was going to put a roof over her head, you see. And she knew that ultimately she had to take full responsibility for her decision, you see, because no one else was going to be there to pick up the pieces for her, whatever decision she made, whether it was to go or to stay. But she looked for signs, you see, and there were signs. Even her employer gave her a place to live at no charge as part of her salary in support of this move that she wanted to make at that time. So you're looking for signs, you're looking for the obvious, easy path. As the song goes, row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. You're looking for ease, you're looking for flow, you're looking for the obvious open doors, the obvious signs, but you must be willing to take responsibility for your choices, ultimately. Look for peace. What gives you peace? If another way to handle it, this is just one way, we're not saying it's the way. Another way is to simply just to let them come or let them go. So if you're in a relationship already with someone and you're not sure what should happen, you can simply say to the universe, if I'm not meant to be with this person, let them go. Let them go about their way. And so if someone comes, you can let them come. And if they go, let them go. Never, ever, ever hold on to someone who wants to leave. If they want to leave, let them go. Let them go. And we would say, ultimately, dear, there are no mistakes. Really, there are no mistakes. It's a pathless path. You can stay or you can go. Do what pleases you. Do what pleases you. Do what makes you happy. Understand that, however, that you will live with whatever choices you make and whatever the outcomes there will be. But there really are no mistakes. And don't necessarily consider the impact on the other. You do the best you can to leave well if that's what you want to do. But if they decide that they're going to feel sorry for themselves or feel victimized or jump off a bridge or anything like that, that's not your responsibility, you see. You're only responsible to love yourself and love the other. So as much as possible, do what is loving for yourself and the other. Yes? But when that's not a possibility, love yourself. Sometimes others cannot receive love. They're not able to at that juncture. So what good does it do to deprive yourself and them of love? It does no good at all, you see. If they can't receive your love, and you're still there offering it and offering it and offering it, and it's obvious they can't receive it for whatever blocks and reasons that they have, why waste your love there? And understand that ultimately, to be an enlightened being is to love all people, all people, all people, all people, all people, and love them all equally, and love them all extravagantly, and love them all bigly. So consider your love to be a very, very special and precious treasure, and give it, think of your love as an investment. If you're going to give your love to someone, don't you want it to be in such a way that it's a good investment with a good return for them? A good return for them, and a good return for you, and a good return for the planet and for all of humanity? If you had a very precious love to give, and you knew the person that you gave it to was going to simply go out back and dig a hole and bury it in the ground and cover it up and it would never be seen again, would you allow them to do that? Of course not. So we can't answer your question exactly because we don't know all of the details. And even if we did, we would not want to be responsible for that decision, because ultimately you will be the only one that will live with the decision. But we do believe that you can trust yourself. And we do believe that you are wise. And we do believe that you are loving, no matter what anyone you're in a relationship may say about you. And we do believe that if it's time to go, you will have an inner knowing. And not only will you have the inner knowing, but you will have the support of life. You will have the support of life to make the change. And it may seem that there's not a job or a place to live or this or that you're going to need in the transition, but we assure you it will be there. It will be there for you right on time. And we would like to speak about love and freedom. For you see, the way the culture defines love is that love is one thing and freedom is another. But we differ on that. We see that love and freedom are the same. If you love someone, you give them all freedom. And to have freedom is to love yourself and the other, you see. You see, this vessel does not ask anything from her partner. She says, whatever you want to do, honey, whatever you want to do, even if that means that he wants to go and be with another woman, you see. She would give him that freedom. Love and freedom are not separate. They are not separate. So true love has the aspect of freedom, and all freedom is love.